The 12 most powerful bites in the animal kingdom. The wild is a vast and often dangerous place, and in order to survive, there are many different paths to success. Some animals are known for their speed, others for their ability to camouflage, and still others, like us, get by with their superior brain power. There are also different ways to measure an animal's physical strength. One such metric is an animal's bite force, which can be used as self-defense or when hunting its prey. However, not all bites are created equal. That's why today on The Animal Shelter, we'll be taking a look at the top 12 most powerful bites in the animal kingdom. Number 12. Humans. Just as a disclaimer, we humans aren't especially famous or accomplished biters. We're better at other things like collective problem solving, passing down cultural information, and going to the moon than other animals are. However, it might be helpful to have a point of reference for the other entries on this list to understand just how inadequate we are in the chomping department. Now, there's an old urban legend floating around the internet stating that it takes as much force to bite through a human finger as it does to bite through a raw carrot. The urban legend goes on to say that the only reason we don't accidentally do this to our own fingers is because our brains stop us. This is actually a total myth, because while we might have the dental dexterity to crunch through the fiber of a carrot, it takes a lot more force to sever a finger, force that we just don't have. Humans are at the bottom of this list with a bite force of only 162 psi, or pounds per square inch. We'll be using this measurement for the rest of the video. Basically, 1 psi equals 1 pound of force applied to an area measuring 1 square inch. Keep that in mind as that number keeps climbing. Number 11. Piranha. Piranhas might be some of the most famous biters on this list. That's even how they got their name. The modern word piranha was actually coined by the Tupi people of Brazil, who originally named the creature in their own language. It was made of the words pira, meaning fish, and sainha, meaning tooth. It could also be taken from the phrase piranha, which translates to biting fish. Piranhas are native to freshwater habitats in South America, and they're well known worldwide for their distinctive jaws and tendency to munch on anything in their path. Getting down to the numbers, the black piranha is capable of biting down with a force of 455 psi. That's almost triple that of a human, and most piranhas barely reach a foot in length. Pound for pound, piranhas are actually the strongest biters in the animal kingdom, but because we're only looking at the raw values, they come in at number 11 on our list. Number 10. English Mastiff. The English Mastiff is a breed of large dogs famous for their size, their uniquely large heads, and their distinctive black masks of coloration on their faces. As you might have guessed from their name, they hail from England, with their ancestors appearing as early as 55 BC in the written accounts of Julius Caesar. The official breed dates back to the 1800s, with the modern Mastiff look established around the turn of the 20th century. Despite being domesticated dogs, English Mastiffs are known to outweigh wolves. Males can even reach well over 200 pounds when fully grown. Thank goodness they're usually very cuddly and friendly creatures. You don't want to get on a Mastiff's bad side though, because these ordinarily gentle giants pack a strong bite. The English Mastiff's bite force has been measured at an impressive 500 psi. It may come as a surprise to you that these sizable dogs are so low on today's list, and they're not nearly even half as strong as our number 1 spot. Number 9. Lion. The king of the jungle, the king of beasts. Native mostly to Africa, with small populations in India as well, lions travel in groups called prides that usually comprise about 13 members. Lions have a reputation for being some of the fiercest animals on the planet, and for good reason. Funnily enough though, their bite isn't all that impressive given their regal status. Make no mistake, lions are no pushovers and they're still absolutely deadly animals, but you might be surprised to learn that these proud predators can barely outbite some dog breeds in terms of raw strength. A lion's bite force clocks in about 650 psi. Lions have humans beat any day, but for such a famously strong animal, they're not as high on today's list as some might think, while some others might be higher up than you'd expect, like our next entry. Number 8. Alligator snapping turtle. Most people watching this video probably won't encounter any wild lions out and about, but the same can't be said so confidently for number 8, the alligator snapping turtle. Native to North America, with an invasive population also residing in South Africa, these reptiles usually stick to the water, but they do occasionally venture onto the land as well. The regular snapping turtle might be more famous, but it's the alligator snapping turtle you should really watch out for if you're ever in a body of fresh water, mostly if you live in the southeastern United States. The alligator snapping turtle is known for its dinosaur-like appearance, rocking a spiky shell like something out of Super Mario Bros., as well as a sharp beak. They live up to their prehistoric reputation too, with a dino-sized bite force of 1,000 psi. This is definitely enough power to amputate fingers and toes that wander too close. Luckily for us, the alligator snapping turtle is a mostly solitary creature that feeds on fish, and it's not known to attack humans unprovoked. Just don't try to pet one if you see it in the wild. Number 7. Tiger. Some people argue that the tiger, not the lion, should be crowned the true king of the jungle. In fact, a recent study by Oxford University scientists showed that tigers have larger brains than lions do. This contradicted previous assumptions that lions, being the more social animals, would have the larger brains. While a lion's top running speed is faster than that of a tiger's at 50 miles per hour versus 40 miles per hour respectively, that's partly because tigers are so much larger. An adult tiger can outweigh an adult lion by over 100 pounds, making tigers 20% heavier on average. Tigers are also known to be stronger in some regards, such as the strength of their bite. Just barely edging out the alligator snapping turtle, the tiger has a bite force of about 1,050 psi. They've earned their stripes for sure. Number 6. Hyena. If you ever find yourself taking a stroll through the savannas or grasslands of Africa or Asia, you may come across a cackle of hyenas. That's a fitting name for their groupings, considering they're well known for being some of the most comedic animals out there thanks to their signature laugh. Did you know that hyena laughter is actually how they communicate with each other, signaling everything from fear to excitement? Despite their pop culture rep as mere scavengers and their goofy depiction in Disney's classic The Lion King, hungry hyenas are no laughing matter. That's because they bite almost twice as hard as Mufasa ever could at an astounding 1,100 psi. Okay, that's enough ragging on lions for one video. But in hyenas' defense, you should also know that they hunt for most of their food rather than just scavenging. They'll eat it all. They're more like dogs in that regard. Spotted, wild, laughing dogs. Number 5. Polar bear. Lions and tigers and bears? Oh my. These animals are all renowned for their ferocity, but in terms of bite force, one species reigns supreme. Ursus maritimus, more commonly known as the polar bear. Fun fact, polar bears are not actually white. Their skin is black, while their fur is actually made up of hollow, transparent hairs that take on the white color of the snow to allow them to blend in with their surroundings. The polar bear is native to the Arctic Circle, with populations found in Alaska, Canada, Russia, as well as Greenland and some Norwegian islands. Did you know that polar bears are thought to be the only mammals that actively hunt humans as prey? You might also be alarmed to learn that polar bears sport a tremendous bite force of 1,200 psi. That's half a ton of pressure coming down whenever they get hungry. Another reason I'll never move anywhere near the Arctic Circle. Number 4. Gorilla. Gorillas are some of the strongest animals in the wild. They're about as tall as an adult human, weighing in at over 400 pounds in adulthood. They're also some of the most human-like animals out there, sharing over 98% of our DNA. They're even capable of emotions like laughter and grief. Although they sport some seriously sharp chompers, gorillas are mostly herbivores, occasionally chowing down on some insects when the mood is right. Even though their diets might not suggest it, gorillas are endowed with truly incredible biting strength with a force of 1,300 psi. They're quite deserving of this high spot on our list, but there's one mammal that blows even gorillas out of the water. Number 3. Hippo. The hippopotamus is native to Africa, and it seems like we've been there a lot during this list. Hippos are the third largest living land mammals after the rhino and the elephant, and they have a massive bite force to match. When a hippo is feeling hungry, their bite force clocks in at a whopping 1,800 psi. These chubby creatures might not look it, but they're much faster than humans, and they're far from docile beasts. Hippos are known as the deadliest land mammals after humans, killing upwards of 500 people a year. Just hope that you never, ever experience this monstrous biting power for yourself. Number 2. Great white shark. Back in the water for the silver medalist of today's list is the great white shark. A small caveat for this entry. Due to the impracticality of testing, the great white shark's top bite force hasn't been directly measured in the field. This figure comes from a 2008 study by Australian scientists, who used scans of shark skulls and computer simulations to estimate these fishy fiends' mandibular might. The result? Scientists determined that large great white sharks are able to chomp down with a force of 4,000 psi. Humans should be grateful that there are relatively few shark attacks per year, usually less than 100 worldwide. They didn't call the movie Jaws for nothing. Number 1. Nile Crocodile. If you know anything about crocodiles, you probably saw this one coming. Found in sub-Saharan Africa, the Nile crocodile usually averages about 12 feet in length but can grow to be as long as 18 feet or over 5 meters. They're only the second largest crocodilian, second to the saltwater crocodile, but they take the cake for bite force by far at an astronomical 5,000 psi. That's over 2 tons of power behind each bite. Interestingly, the muscles in charge of opening a Nile crocodile's mouth are incredibly weak by contrast. The average adult human can ordinarily hold a croc's jaw shut by hand, or even seal them with duct tape if need be. I'm going to take the expert's word on this one because I'm never trying that out for myself, and neither should you. There you have the 12 most powerful bites in the animal kingdom. Did any entry on this list surprise you? Are there any that we missed that you think we should have included? Let us know in the comments and subscribe to the channel for more exciting animal videos just like this one. This reminds me, I should really go floss.